Right, hello. Let's do a more in detailed video on the Washingtonia filibuster. So, as I said in a previous video, it is a cross between Washingtonia robusta and Washingtonia filifera, which is the California fan palm, which prefers dry, whereas the Washingtonia robusta can take a bit of more damp. So the ones you'll see in your nurseries and supermarkets, they're normally robustas, which have more of a ready trunk. They do get a thicker trunk, whereas the filifera tends to have a narrower trunk and more green, and the leaf shapes are slightly different as well. But yeah, so the point of having a cross is, well, basically most hybrids are a bit more vigorous, so that it'll grow a little bit quicker. And two, like I say, the filifera is more cold tolerant, but doesn't tolerate the damp, so it's not a good candidate to try and overwinter outside anyway. Whereas the robusta can take a lot more damp, but not so much cold. So if you can cross them, which this is a cross, you can hopefully have the best of both worlds and have a cold and damp tolerant palm, which is faster growing. So these are, in my experience, these are seed grown from last year, so they're exactly a year old. Easy to germinate. If you've ever tried anything from the Washingtonia Gina, that tends to, as long as you get fresh seed, that'll germinate real quick. I mean, a lot of palm seeds you could be waiting months or even up to a year or so, but these ones, bought a load off eBay. I think I bought 50, all 50 germinated within a week, baggy method. Chuck them in a community pot, and I think I left them in that community pot for maybe 6 months, and then separated them into individual pots, and I've already had to repot them up, and this one could really do repotting again. So yeah, at a year old, you know, decent growth for a palm, you know, real fast. So obviously the leaves are still quite skinny, being this young, but I'm expecting a nice wide leaf to open up on this one. I've got several in cold frame outside here. They've been out for a couple of months. The majority of them I've kept inside the greenhouse, if you can see there, over winter, minimum of 10. But as an experiment, I have kept a couple outside, a couple in cold frames and one in the ground. So I'll show you that quickly. So the one in the ground, I just wrapped fleece over winter, but it did get snowed on, it did get freezes. And so, in my opinion, it does seem fairly hardy, considering this is only, it's actually getting overtaken by the poppies at the moment. But it's here, obviously the old leaf has died off, but the plant itself is not dead because it's pushing out a new leaf there, and considering it's not getting any sun, it is still growing. So that's been outside all winter. Like I say, just a bit of fleece wrapped around the trunk, and still alive. So for such a young plant, it's done rather well. I think it's passed the test because we had a long cold winter. So another advantage of growing palms from seed, plenty of disadvantages being the fact they're very slow to germinate and slow to grow, but this species particularly is a fast one. The advantage is you grow it from seed and you've got a plant that's grown in your environment, so there's no shock, there's no forced growth, there's no, you know, grown under ideal conditions. You grow them how you want to grow them, how you want them to grow. So these have been overwintered in the greenhouse, but like I say, they'll be outside all summer and they'll take winter next year, and I'm sure they'll sail through. So yeah, if you can grow a plant from seed and, you know, give it a little bit of protection the first year, you'll have a real hardy plant that'll do well in your environment. You buy one from garden centre, DIY store, supermarket, whatever, they've been force grown and they tend to you know, struggle, if not die, throughout the winter. Right, so I think that just about covers it. Thanks for watching.